A political storm once again brewing over long overdue environmental protection laws.
Business have their fingerprints all over this draft legislation. They get a fast track, they get easier, cheaper and faster approvals for their projects.
These laws are a gift to our overseas competitors. They're a red light to jobs and they're a handbrake to investment and development.
The government is determined to pass laws as early as this year that were orphaned in the last parliament, with a grand goal of fast-tracking mining approvals, especially for critical minerals and green energy projects, with new fines and tougher policing of companies and land users that damage the environment.
They're not working for business, they're not working for the environment, and they're not working for our community. So that's why there has to be some urgency in getting these laws changed.
Murray Watt is the third Environment Minister in 5 years, attempting to fix nature laws that everyone in Parliament agrees are broken. Legislation will be introduced next week, reprising another round of political brinksmanship over nature protections.
We have an opportunity here to improve Australia's environmental laws, to improve those laws that are meant to be protecting the environment and which have patently failed to do so for decades now.
The government needs either the opposition or the Greens to pass Murray Watt's laws in the Senate, but it's doubtful the coalition has any real political incentive to help the government solve this problem. After all, the coalition has plenty of its own. Yesterday, Shadow Environment Minister Angie Bell sounded supportive of the government, but today, especially in the National Party, the tune has already changed.
This legislation that we're talking about today will just be more examples of environmental ideology shutting down industry and shutting down jobs from our country.
The coalition uncertainty suggests Murray Watt will almost inevitably be forced to rely on the Greens. But they're unhappy that he's ruled out a mechanism to block heavy carbon polluting projects.
They need to be laws that protect our forests and protect our climate. And at the moment, neither of those issues are addressed in this package. So we've got a long way to go.
This will be the third parliament in a row that's had the opportunity to improve those laws, to make them work in the way that they were intended, to genuinely protect important elements of the natural environment. And I don't think we should miss this opportunity.
Economist and environmental advocate Ken Henry believes the focus on climate triggers is misplaced. He says pressure should instead be put on the government to adopt an economy-wide carbon price.
This legislation will not contain everything that everybody wants. No piece of legislation ever does.
The government is still keeping much of the detail under wraps, including standardised rules for how projects are approved or rejected, and whether a planned watchdog, a federal environmental protection agency, will be truly independent from government.
This is to satisfy the green groups. What they want is decision-making about approvals and the environment to be arm's length from government, to be managed by an outfit that has very deep green credentials at its heart.
Really? We have the Commissioner of Taxation administering the nation's tax laws. We have the Reserve Bank of Australia conducting monetary policy. We have the ACCC administering competition and consumer laws. We have ASIC administering corporate laws. We have APRA administering laws that affect the superannuation savings of every Australian. It's not like we can't have independent agencies administering laws, provided those laws have sufficient clarity.
There's now a global strategic imperative for the government getting this right. This week's critical minerals deal between Donald Trump and Anthony Albanese puts the onus on Australia to accelerate approvals, which can take decades. Those minerals are needed for the green energy transition, and there are constant calls to cut environmental red tape for wind farms, solar and battery projects.
None of those projects can be allowed, or should be allowed, to impact matters of national environmental significance. That has to be absolute bedrock, and that has to be given priority over everything else.